Hi, my artist. So today we're going to do a kissing hand project. So you should have already watched the video on the book, The Kissing Hand, which is one of my favorites. I grew up reading it and I always loved it. So what you need today is a piece of paper, a pair of scissors, crayons or markers. Now I'm going to use both. I'm going to use my markers to start with and finish up with my crayons. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to trace our hand. Okay, so I'm going to use my brown to trace my hand. I may even trace some of my arm too. So I'm going to carefully around the outside of my hand. If you have someone at home who can help you, that may be good. But try and do a nice job. Fingers are going to be a little bit fatter than they actually are, and that is okay. Alright, so there's my hand. Again, fingers are a little bit fatter than they actually are, but that's okay because it's a tracing. Now, what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to draw my heart on my hand. Okay, so if you're not to this point yet, pause the video so you don't get behind, okay? So, just like in the book, I'm going to put a heart on my hand, okay? So it's a curved line, and the same thing on the other side, and it's going to reach a point down here, okay? Try and get them as even as you can, but mine's not quite even, and it's okay. Alright, so I'm going to use my marker and color in my hand, or my heart, excuse me. Now, after I have that done, I'm going to pick out a crayon to color in my hand. Now, I'm going to try and find a color that is as close to my skin color as possible. Now, skin color is hard to find in markers and in crayons, so do the best that you can. And if you don't have the right color, what you can do is always get a brown and just color with it lightly. Okay? We're not going to do that until we finish up with our heart. Alright, so there's my heart. Now what I'm going to do is, like I said, pick my color that I want. And I've got this really nice box of crayons, but I know not everybody does, so use what you have. So I've got some light colors like this. It's pretty close to my skin color. But if I didn't have that, I could always use one of my browns and just color lightly with it. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to color in all of my hand. Okay? Now I'm going to do this pretty fast, so I won't take up too much time with you all. But I want you to make sure that you do a really, really good job. Take your time, make it look really nice. And I know that from there it's kind of hard to see the color that I'm adding, but I'll lift it up in just a minute so that you can see it better. Being careful around the edges. I'm trying to stay inside the lines. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to use our scissors to very, very carefully cut out our hand. So we remember that we are careful with our scissors. We don't cut anything but the paper We don't want to cut our hair. We don't want to cut our clothes. We don't want to cut our fingers because that hurts. Okay, so we want to be very careful. Try and have an adult in the room with you just in case, okay? So I don't want any of you all getting hurt or messing something up, okay? So there's my color. You can see it a little bit more now. And I'm going to go ahead and put my crown up all the way. And then I'm going to get my scissors and start cutting. So we remember that our thumb goes in the little hole at the top, and either your first 2 fingers or your first 3 fingers fit in there, depending on how many you can fit. Okay, so when I'm cutting, it's going to look like this. Okay, so go ahead, if you're ready, get your scissors and go ahead and start cutting out very carefully. Notice how I'm taking my time and I'm trying to do a nice job and stay on the line. So when we are done with this, what I want you to do is you can sign it. So write your name on it. An artist needs to sign their work. And then I want you to give it to someone who you love as a way to show them how much you love them. Okay, you can tell them about the kissing hand and what it means, that you'll always be there for them, that you'll always love them. So it may go to a brother or a sister, maybe your parents or your grandparents, maybe a friend. Okay, so think about who is someone that you really, really love and you want them to know how much you love them. I also like that story right now because I think it's a good reminder, because even though we don't get to see you guys at school, all of your teachers still love you and miss you, and we think about you guys all the time. We worry about you guys. So just know that there are lots of other people, even ones that aren't in your family, that think about you guys, and we do really miss you. Now these fingers are tricky to cut on the frame. So like I said, take your time, try and do a good job. And then when we are all done, who is going to throw away your trash? Not your parents, not your babysitter, not your brother or sister. You are, because you are a big kid, and if you make a mess, you get to clean it up, right? That's how we finish art class every day. We get to clean up our messes, because art class is messy. Alright, so I'm almost done. And if you aren't, that's okay. Keep working. But I want to show you mine when it's all done. And then I'm going to throw my trash away, and you guys will get to finish, okay? Alright, in case Eli gets to see it, Eli, I have one piece of trash just like you do, okay? So it's okay if you have more than one, but it is easier to clean up when you just have one big piece to all up and throw away. Here is my kissing hand to give to someone that I love, to remind them that I love them, okay? Now I do have to sign my name on it though, right? Okay, so I'm going to use one of my markers, and I'm going to write Miss Pratt. And I am all done. Okay, remember, do a good job cutting them out, throw away your trash, and sign your name before you give it to someone you love. Okay, I will see you guys next time. Bye.